You're listening to the Agony Column News Report featuring interviews, phone interviews, reports from live book events and festivals, and conversations with readers. You can find additional news, interviews, book reviews, and more 5 days a week at the Agony Column website at trashotron.com/agony. I'm speaking with Lisa Randall. She's the author of Warped Passages, and her newest book is Knocking on Heaven's Door, How Physics and Scientific Thinking Illuminate the Universe and the Modern World. She has a recent CNN opinion piece and a piece interview in the New York Times about her work in search of the Higgs-Boson particle. Thank you for joining me, Lisa.
Thank you.
You're in Geneva now, so looks like it's going to be a big year for the Large Hadron Collider. And I think from your interview, it sounds like what's happening is it's reflected in your book. We're narrowing down the scale of where we can search for the Higgs-Boson particle, which is called the God particle, not because it's going to bestow upon us godlike powers, but because it is just gosh darned hard to find.
Well, I think it's called the God particle because of branding, actually. I don't think it's any of those things. I mean, it is critical to how elementary particles get their masses. So it's a very fundamental element. The Higgs mechanism, I should say, is a fundamental element. The Higgs boson is sort of a vestige of that mechanism. It's one possible vestige. So it's something that would establish that we understand what we're talking about or tell us exactly how it happens. But the Higgs boson is really, again, it has to be borne in mind that the Higgs boson is one possible piece of evidence for the Higgs mechanism, but it's one that we certainly are narrowing down on. Experiments are looking, and they have a very narrow range where it can appear. There seems to have been some evidence, especially from one of the experiments, but this year there'll be 4 times the amount of data, so we'll know a lot more.
Could you talk about, you're there in Geneva now, working with some of your other scientists. Talk about the scientific community and how you guys work together and sift through all this evidence. Are you all going through the same thing at the same time, looking for the same evidence? Are you dividing it up?
Well, first of all, I'm not an experimenter. The experimenters are really the ones who go through the data and look through what's happening. I mean, theory, we enter, it's sort of at a higher level, and I don't mean that in a condescending way. I mean, we'll find out what they found and see, is there some interpretation that makes sense? And we can also suggest to them what they can look for. I mean, there's some things that are sort of well known. I mean, looking for the Higgs boson is...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?